Hello, stranger. Our theme this month is introduction, so it is my turn to introduce myself to you today. So, who am I? Let's start with music. 3 top genres. Number 1 is indie folk. I like Mumford & Sons, but I like their channel more on Pandora. All of the different bands that show up on that channel are my favorite. Let's see, the Lumineers, Monsters and Men, those are the ones that show up the most that I appreciate and thumbs up. Number 2, electronic. I like Venetian Snares. I like Square Pusher, Autechre, Bjork. I love Bjork. I'm not really sure if you consider her electronic or not, but I am. So there you go. Number 3 is country. I know you're probably going to hate me for this, but yes, I like country. It's mainly a nostalgia thing. I grew up listening to it. I stayed with my grandmother over the summers when I was a kid, and that's all we listened to all day long. Yes, I like country. Not a big fan of female vocals in country, though. Mainly male. As a kid, my favorite artist was Randy Travis. I loved Randy Travis. Every time a male artist came on the radio, I'm like, is this Randy? No. Is this Randy? No. He was definitely my favorite. Books. Yes. Okay, so let's start with the classics. This tells you nothing. Yay! The Count of Monte Cristo is definitely one of my favorites. And I love the smell of books, especially old books. Favorite John Green book? Paper Towns. I have all of his books. Abundance of Catherines. I have not read yet, but I will eventually. It's next. Philosophy. This is one of my favorites. Shop Class, A Soulcraft, An Inquiry into the Value of Work. Yes, it is so good. It gets a little heavy in talking about mechanics, and I don't really know much about mechanics, so it didn't really interest me that much, but I really liked his ideas. The quote at the top says, "A beautiful little book about human excellence and the way it is undervalued in contemporary America." New York Times Book Review. Very good book. On to my art books. My newest one, New Media and Art. It actually has pictures. That's exciting. Okay, so I haven't started reading this book yet, but I want to and I can't wait. Can't tell you a whole lot about it right now. Gotta read it first. Participation. Very good book. A great work that is a good example of this, that's not mentioned in this book because it's happened since this book was written. Anne Hamilton's Event of the Thread is a great participatory work. You should look on YouTube for Anne Hamilton Event of the Thread, our 21 channel. So good. She is definitely one of my favorites and a great example of participation. Nicholas Bolyard. We have The Radicant and Relational Aesthetics. This one was assigned to me in one of my art classes, and not many of my fellow classmates enjoyed reading this. It is extremely heady, it's extremely pretentious, and I love it. I just can't tell you why. Yeah, I could probably tell you why. I'm a bit of a slow reader, and I felt like this book in particular put me at everyone's level, or everyone down to my level, because you cannot read this book quickly. You have to read some of the sentences like 10 times. And most people hated that. But I liked his ideas, and I liked disagreeing with some of his ideas. And so that's why I like these books. If you're not an artist, if you don't know art history, you're not going to like these books. Favorite traditional painter? Kandinsky. Loved him. Or love him, rather. Favorite traditional sculpture artist? I just love her personality and her work. She's so bold and daring. And I love the way she talks. It's awesome. But when I say traditional sculpturist, I mean the fact that she makes something that's standalone that you can kind of walk around. Things like that. Not many people do that these days in contemporary art. And I highly recommend you check out R21 if you're interested in contemporary artists and what they are doing right now. I'm going to plug that channel. I love it. One of my favorites. A bit of my background. I am from South Carolina. I currently live in Atlanta, Georgia. As a kid, I grew up outside or making art. Drawing, coloring, building stuff. That's what I did all day long. That's what I enjoy doing anyways. I have a special needs sister who has cerebral palsy and epilepsy. I love her to death, and I took care of her most of my spare time as a kid, teenager, until eventually got married and moved away. I went to 3 different colleges, and in between transferring from USC to Savannah College of Art and Design, I married Justin, who will be doing a video in, not next weekend, but the weekend after. I went to Savannah College of Art and Design, SCAD for short, in case you didn't know. I have a BFA in sculpture, and my favorite things that I learned there was woodworking and welding and foundry. Those were so much fun. They weren't really related to my work, but I thoroughly enjoyed using them and learning about them. Currently, I have a great job in legal, which is totally opposite from my degree, but that's okay. It pays the bills and keeps food on the table, and yes, insurance. Yay, insurance. I am happily married to Justin, and we've been married for about 5 years now, which seems like a long time, but it doesn't feel like it. Personality. I love being around people, as long as I am not the center of attention. I hate being the center of attention. I like to just absorb everybody's energy. I love it. I love being around people. And I have to write everything down to remember them. For example, that's my interest, that's my background, and a bit about my personality. So there you go. Next up is Hyrum. He will be putting up a video next weekend. And then Justin. And then Nathan. Bye, guys.